right. Hello and welcome. This is Krystian from Netguru. I'm the AI consulting lead, and this is Disruption Forum Future of Retail, our session around GenAI in retail, AI-powered customer service automation and inventory management. So today I have very special guests with me, which is Helene and Nikita. Hello, everyone. Hi, good to have you here.
Hello, Krystian.
Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
So before we will jump into the topic, thank you very much for having a time being here. And maybe you can introduce yourself. Maybe we can start with Helene.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. So I'm Helene Labaume, and I am the Innovation and VC Fund Group Director at Carrefour. I joined Carrefour 2 years and a half ago, and before that, I used to work already within the retail industry. And before that, I started my career as a lawyer in corporate and M&A.
Thank you very much. Good to have you here.
Hi everyone. So my name is Nikita. Currently, I'm a CTO in Snoonu. It's Qatar's fastest growing tech startup. I'm working here with more than 3 years, and before I have a huge experience in mostly telecom and banking sectors.
All right, perfect. Again, thanks for being here. So let's jump into the topic. So exploring the first thing, as you both are very experienced in retail sector and both of you are exploring some innovations, and recently Gen AI is probably the biggest thing. So I was wondering, what is your perspective around the initial competitive advantage, right? What is your kind of thoughts? What is your perspective today? Maybe we can again start with Helene.
Yes, just for you to have also in mind that Carrefour is one of the top retailers in Europe. We are in 8 countries, integrated countries, which are France, Spain, Italy, Poland, Romania, Belgium, and in South America, we are in Brazil and Argentina. And we are in we have more than 30 countries which are franchisees. So it's a big company. And we have lots of competition, I would say almost everywhere we are, of course. And it's a hot market. And so for us, of course, GenAI is very interesting to us to dig in on many aspects. But GenAI is a new step for us because we've been working on AI topics for many years now. We have one of the biggest data lake in Europe for retailers with more than 10 billion transactions in it. We have developed tons of algorithm. And so now GenAI is a new step for us. And the way we embrace it is really 3 main pillars, which are GenAI everywhere, like how the partners we're already working with, such as, I don't know, Salesforce or SAP, we put add-ons within the tools. The second pillar is GenAI is a competitive advantage. So how we can differentiate from our competitors thanks to GenAI and to better serve our customers. So this is, for example, what we've done with our chatbot on our e-commerce website last year called Opla. And the third pillar is how we can transform businesses within Carrefour end-to-end, such as procurement, marketing, and other ones, which are, and this is also one of the big parts.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you very much. And so, on a high level, Nikita, what's your perspective as a CTO, as why you are even exploring Gen AI areas?
Yeah, of course, Gen AI is a very big step for everyone. We are in a good position because we are a startup, so we are flexible and agile enough, and we don't have so many legacy processes and code. So, but still, since we are a startup and we have a lot of competitors as well, we are focusing on to select the best use cases for generative AI, because now we are everyone trying to use Gen AI in every process actually. And I believe here is 2 better to focus, to select the main business cases based on the size of the company and resources that you have, and implement AI in the cases that brings the most impact to your company right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, that totally makes sense.
Oh, I guess we lost Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't hear him also, Nikita?
Yeah, I also don't.
I'm here again. Sorry.
Okay, we lost you for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm back. Thank you very much. So this is very interesting. You mentioned about pitfalls, Nikita. So I guess that we will explore it a little bit more as well. So going back a little bit to Helene, because you mentioned about how you're trying to find something very practical for the store management productivity, and I know that you're doing amazing job in terms of field operations. And what going back to what Nikita said, like practical use case as a key here is a key here. So I was wondering practically what you're exploring.
Yes, so as Nikita said, we also have a lot of, I would say, Christmas lists from the businesses. So we have to prioritize the needs and how we can help them and deliver projects. And so we've been working a lot on procurement to help them, for example, we have developed tools to analyze invoices, stuff like that, etc. And on the store, of course, we are also working with them. And we have developed a tool to help all the store managers to generate an answer to the customer verbatims, because they have hundreds of it to deal with, not every day, but almost. And so now this tool is deployed in all our hypermarkets in France, and it's currently is under deployment and scaling within all our other stores in France. And within the hypermarket, which so now all our store managers are using it on a daily basis. And we have like more than 98% of satisfaction from the store manager, because they of course now they gain a lot of time, because before that they used to spend around 20 minutes per day answering the customer verbatims, and now it's about 5 minutes. So when you know a store manager schedule on a daily basis, it's a lot of time, 50 minutes. And also it helps them to improve the answers they can give to the customer. So it's a really good success, I would say, both on the productivity and also the satisfaction on the store manager. And it's great to see that I would say field people have GenAI within their hands.
Yeah, amazing. So it's like 4 times improvement. So yeah, that's totally amazing. So I know that also, Nikita, on your end, you're also exploring a lot of like automation, productivity tools. So I was wondering where was your, highest impact kind of witnessed with generative AI or AI technologies?
Yeah, generative AI helped us a lot when we launched our marketplace in the end of the last year. So we faced the problem to categorize around 1 million products, put it in the catalog, and the biggest problem was that most of the products had only images and a short name. So it was very hard to understand what category it should be aligned on. And we estimated it's in man working hours, and we decided that we can hire a team, and they will spend months or two and categorize everything manually. But the products adding to the platform every day, like it's thousands of products, and it's not sustainable to have do it manually all the time. And we looked on AI. We used AI for image recognition, Initially, we used also the common machine learning model as well for image recognition to compare results between AI and existing machine learning, because at that time there was not so many models that could actually recognize images. Now ChatGPT is definitely doing better with it. So we spent like I think few months and we built this model and we categorized 1 million products in launch marketplace. So we saved a lot of working hours, and also we can see that due to the right categorization, conversion from view to purchase is growing also more than 1%. That it's like very good numbers for conversion rate actually to purchase. And there was hidden benefits as well. So when we used GenAI, we also was able to run moderation of the content, because merchants can upload images and products to our platforms themselves. And before we again manually check that content is don't break the law and so on. And with GenAI, we just automated all of it, so we don't need to check it right now anything. Another interesting case, it's how we're improving customer support with GenAI. So we don't like to use like chatbots with the customers, because customers coming with a problem usually, I'm not speaking about search or discovery, but when customer have a problem, like where it's order delivery or something like that, he actually want to hear a real man who can help him with his problem. And for that, we used AI to help our customer agents to answer customers better. So we are analyzing the chats, the messages from the customer, and providing a suggestion to agent what to answer and what steps he need to do in this specific case. Also, for multi-language support, we used AI for real-time translation. So we have a lot of customers in Arabic. We also have customers in English. But agents mostly in English, so it's very complicated to find customer support agents who know well Arabic. So we used these translations, also reduced costs for customer support team as well.
Wow, amazing. So many practical use cases. But you've also mentioned very other interesting thing, and usually with the product, what you're saying is with great power comes great responsibility. So I was wondering for you, Nikita, where not to use AI. You mentioned about you are not a huge fan in using chatbots on the customer support side. So I was, wondering what are other pitfalls there that you can, that you should be aware of when you're implementing such solutions.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. We need to go to case by case. So, and still in many cases, common models are working much better than AI. For example, it can be a prediction or forecasting. And they not even their performance is better, but also costs is much lower because you don't need to analyze a lot of data and provide this data to the AI models. Also, we need to remember that for running AI, we need to have a very good data quality. If you will try GenAI models and you don't have prepared data, or your data is bad, that is even worse than you don't have data at all, you will not get any results from GenAI. And this hype around GenAI is also making a big pressure on all technical team, I believe, because all top management, they're going to a lot of conferences and reading articles, and every stakeholder want to use in their processes, in their products. And as a technical person, as engineers, we need to actually explain to the business when they should use AI and when it's better to use general machine learning models, or even don't use machine learning at all. Sometimes it's just a general heuristic or rules is much better than machine learning overall. Um,
We lost you again.
yeah, Krystian.
I'm not sure he understood that we lost him.
I'm here again listening to you, so no worries. I'm back. Thanks for saying that, Nikita. So a little bit get back to Helen on, you mentioned that, um, I guess even about AI culture, that there is a lot of pressure. Nikita, you mentioned about a lot of pressure on it. Oh, sorry, I had some break. So you mentioned, Nikita, about some pressure on the technical teams with management that want to explore all the AI capabilities. But at the same time, Helen, you're managing a big innovation company, right? With a lot of priorities. I guess that also building some kind of AI culture. So I was wondering how do you work with this on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, the tech and data teams have been done a lot of work for many years now. As I said, as we are already working on AI for many years, so they have organized hackathon, what they called green belt data, stuff like that, to acculturate people on the data and AI. But of course, I think that with GenAI, we are not on another level because now everyone is able to use GenAI. And for sure, you already have thousands, at least hundreds of associates from Carrefour who are already using it, like using GPTs and stuff like that outside the Carrefour network, I would say. And so this is another challenge because you have to be able to answer the needs and at the same time acculturate people to, as Nikita said, that you can't solve everything with GenAI, but you can solve some of the needs, but not everything. This is not a miracle also. And so you have to explain that to people. You have to dig into their processes to understand how they work and to help them also to analyze where they can use GenAI. But as we all said, is that you have hundreds of possibilities and hundreds of use cases within the company. So what we are trying to work on right now is to analyze that you're going to have very complex use cases that you will have to need to work on with the data scientist people, the tech people, etc. And you have a level under that, which could be simpler use cases. And on that, we want to give the I would say to give autonomy to our team. So we are right now working on finding or developing a platform on with which the people, the associate, could be able to create their own agent to answer specific needs linked to the way they are working on a daily basis. And so you will have on that the possibilities to have more use cases under control, but give autonomy to the people. I think it's a key thing to answer that the growing number of use cases. And on the other hand, as I said, still having tech people, data scientists, and project manager to help the businesses on very complex use cases, because it's very important to be able to answer the two level of needs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you very much. Very practical approach. So just want to remind our audience that you can, in the meantime, you can ask the questions in the comments, and we will be more than happy to answer those. So a little bit that all goes to the last question that I have to both of you. We can start with Nikita. So, what do you think will be the next thing apart of, usually with trends, you are saying that if something is trend, you should at least like have it on production in terms like 0 to 3 years from now, right? So I was wondering, to the extent that you can speak publicly from your perspective, what is the next big thing that you're exploring? Where do you think this entire hype with AI will come? Or is it something that you definitely advise to use on production and explore some other things?
Yeah, so I think we're now on the stage when we should adopt GenAI in most cases, and things that I believe that GenAI could help a lot. It's data democratization, so be able to everyone, as Helen mentioned, to build their own small models, small charts to improve their own processes, because now everyone have a lot of data, but only few people know how to get this data actually in the company. And this kind of tools that GenAI can provide to us, it will help a lot, because now you need to be able to write SQL code. You need to know where the data is located. But with GenAI, you could just text your question and you will get the data. But of course, here's the next pitfall. It's about security. So maybe not everyone have to have data access to all data. But is the second question that you also need to always remember when you're speaking about GenAI. It's security and threats. Second, that we are going to do, it's as we heard in your last presentation, it's generate more content using GenAI. It's product descriptions, it's better images, it's even marketing campaigns to generate, to not use designers, but generate everything to the generative AI. And another big thing that we are working right now, it's using GenAI in search as well. It was also covered in your last presentation, but yeah, I believe that it's a very big thing to not strict customers to you know that in engineering world there was a separate skill to be able to Google questions. Yeah, I think now with GenAI, this skill should be removed and everyone can be able to search properly.
All right. Very interesting. Thank you very much. So what do you think, Helen, from your perspective? What would you explore more currently as a innovation manager?
As Nikita said, I think one of the first next step would be to give access, to democratize access to data, because as you said, it's only, I would say, for experts within the company, and we have tons of data and we could get more from it. So giving access and democratize it to everyone would be very, very interesting and a big step for the company. As I said earlier, for that we need to give autonomy to the people with the good tools. So it's also a big step for us and a big issue. And if we find the right tool, it will be very interesting to see how the people will embark on that new journey. And I think it will be also, you talked about change earlier, and I think it will be also a big thing to take into account, because when you want to give access to data to people, to democratize agent building and stuff like that, it means that some of the people could feel that this is their job. The people from the data platform, they are the one who knows how to deal with the data, and the dev people, the tech people, they are the one how to develop tools, and they could think that no code or low code solutions could be competitors, but it won't be. and it will be something which help them to accelerate both, and I would say data people and also tech people to develop more solutions for the businesses. And I think that this is something also we have to work on to have them understand it won't be a competition for them, but it will be a new tool and which helps them and the company to accelerate for sure.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for all the insights. So basically, to wrap it up, we've covered many different things. Thanks for sharing those very practical AI business cases and use cases, and mentioning pitfalls that, hey, you may not need to implement AI in all those use cases. Sometimes more traditional methods, or even not using machine learning at all, will also do the job, and it's much more efficiently from the cost perspective. Then thanks, Helen, for sharing all the insights, for building the organization, working with the innovation and AI on a daily basis, right? And then what will be the next thing, which will be actually from both of you, building the actual data culture in the company. I've even heard about like chief data culture officers maybe in future that we will need to adopt. So yeah, thank you very much. It was very interesting sessions. If anyone from our audience would like to ask any question, please feel free to do it. We can also share some insights in the comments after the show. So yeah, again, Helen, Nikita, thank you very much for your time today. It was very interesting, and yeah, hopefully see you next time.
Thank you for having us.